Hey YouTube, it's me, Mia, and welcome back to my channel. Now I know you're probably wondering, like, why am I guess speaking so hyper light, given that the title of this video is more than likely not something that's very glamorous and happy or whatever. But I don't think that talking about what I'm going to talk about should be such a sad thing or anything. It's supposed to be informational, or hopefully, because it is my experience. So I wanted to make this video because there has been some people in my life who have done this, but a vast majority of people who don't know me do this more so than people in my life who know me do this, and that's try to, I guess, generalize what hearing loss and disability is in general. General twice. But yes. And for anybody who needs to hear this, who has a disability, not just hearing loss, who has a disability, never, never, never try to prove your disability to someone, because you know what your disability is and how it affects you. And everybody who share similar or the same disabilities, it affects them differently. And I'm pretty sure you can say, like, how is that true? How is that even a thing? Well, take me for example. I have hearing loss, and I learned to speak from a very early age, before my hearing loss got worse, because I've always had hearing loss, but it's gotten worse over time. So it's progressive. Therefore, how I perceive sound, how I think about, how I perceive the world, rather, even, is going to be different from somebody who was born deaf at birth, or was born deaf in one ear, or, you know, a multitude of things. And even then, like me as a person who would probably classify in the deaf community as a hard of hearing person, rather than a deaf person, a big D deaf or a small D deaf, because spoken English is my first language, and not even sign English or American Sign Language is my first language. However, spoken English is. And so my journey and how I do things is going to be a little bit different. And yes, I am Mia Norfleet. I have hearing loss, and I am a percussionist. And I'm just sharing my journey with you guys to show you how, although I may have a disadvantage, which I don't think is a disadvantage, I'm showcasing how I'm able to take that disadvantage and be able to have a world of possibilities open up to me by thinking and doing things a little bit different than my hearing peers. And so I think that's something that's very important, that just because you have a disability, or just because you have, or if you're gay or anything else, like, just because what you do is different than the norm, it doesn't mean that you are messed up in some way. It just means you have to do something different. For instance, like, I have to study probably 3 times as hard as my peers or whatever, but it always helps me be super prepared, sometimes even more so than my hearing peers. Just like if you're gay, just because you don't love the opposite sex doesn't mean that you're messed up. It just means you love differently. And so what I'm trying to say is that being different is not a bad thing, and it should never be a bad thing. That's what makes all of us unique. And more so, like I said at the top of this video, that if you have somebody in your life, or if somebody is coming to you on social media, or if a teacher ever does this to you, because a teacher have done this to me before, making statements like, "Oh wow, you speak," and stuff like that. But it just reiterates, like, why I make videos on this channel, to try to break that mold of what people think a disability is. Some people think that a disability is just strictly like, oh, you're blind, or you have to be in a wheelchair, or, you know, something that's physical, when that's not. that's not always the case. So if you're watching this video, I hope this video was able to enlighten you in some way about disabilities, perspectives, and people with disabilities with perspectives, I suppose I should say. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't have like a script or anything prepared. I just wanted to really, like, I guess, speak to the heart, speak from the heart rather, to you guys. So yeah, so thank you so much for listening, for watching. I hope this enlightened you, and if anything, possibly spark a conversation about disabilities, how it affects people differently, how people with disabilities have to work differently in order to achieve the same goal. And if you are somebody with a disability, I hope that this video help you understand that just because you're different doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means you have to do things differently in order to achieve the same goal, or even a better goal, a better one. So with that said, I hope you all are having a great day, a great week, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.